Welcome, beautiful, divine masculine and feminine darlings. This is the Seraphim Gem Gypsy, SeraFae Indigo Empress, and Shiloh Horizon. I don't plan to be here for too long, but I do have some things to share. It is currently 9:22 on the clock here on the East Coast, April 22nd, 2025. And it was quite another pretty busy day. I've got another pretty busy day tomorrow. Currently doing some skincare over here. Playing esthetician chemist. But one of the many conversations that I had today was unfortunately with a police department that has been known for housing dirty cops. Dirty cops that, what's worse, like to do things to target women and children or conceal abuse against them. And I find that pretty atrocious. Now, to be very clear, not every law is the same in every state. So where I am right now, there is something called a one-way consent state. So in this particular state, if you are recording a conversation, as long as you're part of that conversation, you don't need to tell the other party that you're recording. So when I spoke to a dirty cop today, I made sure to record the conversation, knowing full well how it would go. And when it did, well, he didn't expect me to have a conversation copy, but I do, unfortunately for him. And now his boss will be getting a copy, and so will his boss if he doesn't want to do his job. Because this particular dirty cop today was the superior of another dirty cop that I was having to report. So I went to report one dirty cop to another dirty cop, and now I've got to report that dirty cop to his boss, and we'll see how that plays out. But you know I'm willing to take it straight to the top. You should know me by now. And I always come with receipts. Okay then. Let me put this last little bit of lotion on, and then I will grab the laptop so you can hear the clip of this recording. I have quite a feeling that Mr. Well, non-gender specific, please forgive, but Mr. Miss Despicable Maine will have quite an interest in this one. So let's go. I'll also be probably coming on the screen in a second, but I need to put my boobies away first. So I'll be right there. I also hear that somebody says, why didn't you wait until, because if I wait to get everything done instead of multitasking while I chat, then I'm going to be up too late and I have to go handle some criminals tomorrow with some law professionals. So I'll be a busy bitch. We're going to multitask right now to save time. Thank you. Welcome to my TED Talk. I'm just getting started. So there's that. You have the summary so far. Put my butt in this onesie jumper thingy, and I'll be right there. So just to quickly summarize this little bit, you can hear this police officer be pretty nasty. 4:20, feel free to pack a bowl. I'll join you momentarily if that's where you are. And you can hear him say that at one point he had spoken to me before. And so this must have been one of the other officers. It was just another voice on the line to me. I expected there to be probably more than likely a dirty cop to pick up the line because that's what it's been at this department. But with an attitude, he started interrupting me as I was answering the questions he was asking and rudely saying, yeah, I've spoken with you before. Oh, So you haven't done your job in regards to us before. Oh, so that's why even though I'm calling to report corruption that I can verifiably prove, far beyond the shadow of a doubt, that will withhold the legal requirements in a court of law, you're being rude to me as if I'm a criminal because you don't want to be called out for housing criminals in your own department or being one yourself. Cool, got it. What's your superior's name? Let's go.
We'll change that. I already have spoken to lawyers today. So he hired his aunt in 2017. No, you need to listen, please. No.
So you heard him interrupt me speaking after I was answering a timeline question that he asked.
Oh, I will hear you, but I need you to hear this.
I will hear you, but I need you to hear this. Very impertinent piece of information to the case, and it was also an answer to his question. No, I'm not going to hear you or listen to you. Why? Because you know it shows that you were wrong. Thank you. I'm not going to play these games. What games? I've spoken with you on the phone before.
I'm not playing games. I will take this to the Supreme Court.
And I meant
Excuse you. In 2017, he buried his
He's still trying to talk over me here.
domestic abuse conviction records. And then he started parentally alienating her all through.
That's not a police department issue. Really? Criminals being criminals not your issue when it's in your jurisdiction? Then what is the purpose of the police? I would question. Except for precisely that. Duh.
Yes, it is. When everything that just happened in your jurisdiction proves that all of that was a lie.
Mhm.
Yes, it is. If you have to have domestic abuse convictions to get custody of a child, then you are legally not allowed to do that. That's a violation of exculpatory and inculpatory evidence, and that's exactly.
Well, exculpatory evidence and inculpatory evidence are two types of evidence. One of them shows someone's guilt and one of them shows someone's innocence. So this is why everything needs to be put on the table when it comes to an investigation or a court of law, and then a judge or the superior ruler of the case will decide what's important. But if you hide information or cherry pick information and you leave things out that you think make you look bad, well, that's criminal. And if you only put parts of a story in or you take things out of context and cherry pick little clips of information or fabrication that you think make a victim or you're trying to point fingers at look bad, yeah, that's also a crime because it's not honest.
What got Mary Kellett Gray fired from the district attorney's office?
Mary Kellett Gray. She was the district attorney, and she got fired for hiding inculpatory and exculpatory evidence. Evidence that she thought made her client look bad, she left out. Evidence that she thought made the person she was targeting look bad, she left in. But she left out the things that she felt like might show their innocence so that she could specifically get a persecutory outcome against them, even though they were not guilty. And that's what they've done to us.
First of all. Second of all, then he started, I have been. I spoke to the
You need to speak to an attorney.
Attorney General and the district attorney who just searched for the financial crimes against me a few months ago, just before he was arrested for the DV you've been trying to keep under wraps more. And he didn't actually report on his financial affidavits that he's been filing disability
Ma'am, the things you're saying make me look guilty. I want you to shut up now.
for my child because he's traumatized her.
If you want me to look into anything, you need to slow down. Really? Because what I'm trying to get you to listen to now is exactly what you were just trying to interrupt me for and shut me down about prior. Which one is it? You can't shut me down and require me to speak louder and then tell me I need to slow down so that you can hear me. Because I was speaking relatively calmly and you tried to interrupt me. You didn't want to hear the truth. You shut up and you listen.
Well, you were just trying to shut me down, so excuse me.
Fucker. I'm trying to speak and you're speaking over me. No. You tried to interrupt me and I wouldn't let you, so you continued to try because you felt some kind of way that a woman was asserting herself to you when you were wrong. What do you mean?
No, you started speaking over me first. So.
Thank you. I'm simply trying to ask questions, and I was answering your question as requested, and you were interrupting me because you didn't like the answer. That's not my fault. Shut up.
No, I'm listening, but what I see is you're trying to be combative and cover your behind because it's your department, because nobody else has spoken to me the way about this you have. You're the last call, and you're the only person who has something to lose, and you're the only person being rude. So what's your superior's name? I'd like the names. Christopher Martin. All right, well, I'll be having a chat with him, so I'm done with this conversation. Toodaloo.
Bye. Don't play with me, because I'm not playing. You may not gamble with people's lives, or it will be yours on the chopping block. Your career at minimum. Thanks very much. Hi, baby. All right, now that this has melted down a little bit more, hold on. I heard that. I can't believe they said and did that. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's mild. That one's mild. He didn't even want to hear what you had to say. He'd already made up his mind and was shutting you down, even though you were. I know, but this is what I've been dealing with. This is why it's dragged out for so many years and it's taken so long. Bunches of criminals, even in the system, and gatekeepers of the truth. And then because people have this blind trust in the system, they automatically assume that since it's a cop, it should be handled. If it's really that important, it should be handled. It's stigma to assume that if it's not being addressed, then it's not a problem. Or if a cop's not doing their job, then it must not be a job to do. No, that's not true. That's why there are malpractice lawsuits. And even the cops have bosses and somebody to answer to, and so do they, right up the chain. Somebody says, so you need a good lawyer. Yeah, well, I've been pulling some strings. One way or the other, the outcome is the same for me, and it will be on the positive, no matter how I get there. But the people who have the opportunity to fix this problem and whose job it is to do it, if I've got to go over their heads into their superiors and etc. to get the job done, then they're going to look back at the local jurisdictions and who was in charge of that, and they're going to wonder why they had to come in and do someone else's job for them, why they had to come in as a superior agency and do an underling's or a smaller jurisdiction's job for them. And I think that's a very good question, because it shouldn't have to be like that. These people should not be doing what they're doing, nor should they think that they are allowed to do so or be comfortable doing so just because they think they're running this small town and won't get caught. Absolutely not. Okay, so there's that. I heard that you have been busy. I don't bluff. Thank you very much. I don't need to. Might take me longer to get where I'm going, but I'm taking my dignity, self-respect, and class with me. I also don't announce all my moves. For as much as I say there's more that I don't, you'd be wise to listen. Alrighty then, let's go. Okay? You fucking bitch! I just heard, yeah, let's Mrs. that bitch to you, pie face. You know what, too? You know what's so funny about all this? For the last couple of days, I have been picking up, there's a particular domestic abuser, like a few days ago. I heard something about him violating a protection order. I'm like, protection order? Like, he must have gotten in trouble for hurting somebody else. Somebody else must have filed a protection order against him. Yesterday, I found it. The audacity. You can prove it. You can prove what they've... Yeah, I can. I can't believe he tried to do that and shut you down while you were reporting previous crimes that weren't... I mean, he just did it again. I was reporting that his underling did what he just did. I've talked to you before. So you've already made up your mind that you're ready to be crooked. Got it. Cool. Heard. Cool. What's wrong with you? Who pissed in your Cheerios this morning? Leave my child alone.
or I will come for your breakfast and your job. Do not fuck with the ones that I love, because then I get scary and then I get ugly. You got lawyers to meet tomorrow? Yup. For starters. Knowledge rediscovered. What did I say? I found it. I found it. I picked it up first, though. I need some water. Oh, that's cold. Excuse me. Knowledge rediscovered. Philosopher. Mystic. Enlightenment. Procuring wisdom and a sense of responsibility. Beneficial for retreats. Facilitating the internalization process. Modesty. Let me put those boobies away. Gentleness. Solitude. Tranquility. Favoring the meeting of a man and a woman. Payment of karmic debts. Pacifism. Refinement of the senses. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsentience. Yeah. Oh, here's one for you. The same person who arrested this domestic abuser was the same person who concealed the sexual assault on my minor child a couple of years ago. And that's what I was reporting to that cop. I was reporting that his previous officer covered up the abuse, but then later had to go rearrest that abuser. So obviously I wasn't lying about it years ago, was I? Because he just did it again. Oh yeah, and my child was a witness. Oh, and she, as a mandated reporter, even though my child was a witness to this, she heard it, was within earshot, this dirty cop that I just reported to the man that you just heard on the audio, she did not call Child Protective Services as she's legally required to do. It doesn't matter if she didn't see it, she heard it. And they have witnesses testify all the time in court about what they heard. They don't have to see it. A witness is a witness. There are many types of witnesses. So they're trying to cover their tracks, and they have been for almost a decade. No, pulled that plug, unraveled that, didn't we? 1022. Heard that now. I see why you're pissed. I've got enough on my plate. I don't need anybody else's bullshit. So just don't try me. I will hurt your feelings and not feel bad about it. Bigger fish to fry. Do I want to do that? No. But if you've got nothing nice to say, I suggest you zip your lips. I've got bigger fish to fry and we'll move you out of the way. You just won't like it. Okay? I did warn you I had some BS to spill. Universal medicine, infinite goodness, unconditional service, bigger fish to fry. Capacity to understand because I get it. And if nobody else is willing to do it, then somebody's got to. Especially when it comes to the well-being of children. Hello. People seem to forget that while they think they're running things now and can terrorize people now,
The people that they're negatively impacting now are the ones who are going to grow up and be running the world when they're too old to. I suggest you start being nicer to your youth. Okay? Pigs. Our children are our future. Cut that shit out. I will make you with a smile. Duality, bitch. Capacity to understand, leading to lasting healing through understanding, right? Calling, requiring this resolution. Allowing us to detect and identify the cause of illnesses or the people who are harming others, you see. The cause of the imbalances that create such illness. Like dirty cops and criminals that they help support. Great healer, bearer of universal remedies, bestowing the philosopher's stone, patron of high science, giving essential truth leading to the understanding of the dynamics in general, but also of the universe. Expert in esoteric knowledge, the Kabbalah, alchemy, metaphysics, etc. A truly wise person and an elevated soul. I heard that. That was not smart of that cop. He didn't know you were recording him. No, he didn't need to. It's not illegal for me to do that here where I am. But you see, it shouldn't have mattered. He should have been conducting himself appropriately whether I hit that record button or not, but I knew he wouldn't, so I did. Which is perfectly fine where I am. Hi, baby. You're just a cutie pie. Can I have a huggy? Want to get down? Silly goose. Anyway. Protection, warning in the wake of danger. I like to stand. You mean stand up? Yeah. You know why? Because the same people that I've had to make these police reports about have caused me physical injuries, like dislocated bones. And so sometimes it's better and easier for me to stand and keep that spinal column upright while I get it healed out. But you see, these criminals have also been stealing money from me, and that money would be properly going towards lawyers and doctors if they weren't doing that. So we're getting there. That information came out yesterday was a big puzzle piece that I needed and now can use to finally overturn the situation. That was important. That's why they were trying to hide it and distract from it. Yeah. That's a very Asian style of sitting, you know. One leg up at the table. Keep their leg up like this at the chair when they eat. Very common in like Thailand and places like that. But yeah. Honesty, incorruptibility, blocking evil, rendering justice, protecting immigrants and those in exile. Protecting against thieves and murderers, protecting against diabolical forces, protecting against harmful animals, protecting against bewitchment, magic, and evil spells, allowing us to return to our country of origin. Sincerity, likes the truth. Somebody who's honest and genuine and sincere, and likes other honest, upfront people. Likes the truth, likes truthful people. And then the end of a difficult period. That's what I'm saying. This was an important piece to be able to close the cycle. Ignorance, which is what that cop was. Learning without understanding. Somebody's asking what that cop's name. We know his boss's name. I forget which one it was. I think he said it in the beginning. Let me find it, hold on. That's a good question. I do have it.